Whenever I was 18, I was begging my friends to go to the gym with me because, well, honestly, I felt like shit, man. Like, I not only just felt like shit about myself because I was skinny and I didn't like that fact, but also I literally felt like health-wise like shit, right? Like, I felt like I had to throw up all day. Most of my meals were coffee. I wasn't eating. So of course I'm gonna feel like shit, bro. But I wanted to tackle that. I wanted to feel good. I wanted to feel like I had a lot of energy. So I was like, how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna go to the fucking gym. And I tried to do this before, right? Ever since I was 14, I tried to form this habit. For 4 years, I couldn't. And so I was begging my friends, bro, please go with me to the gym. Please. My roommate was like, all right, I'll go a few times, but I'm not gonna go with you every time, bro. And I was like, I'll take it. So we went together. And then he stopped going with me. And then I tried to find someone else to go with, right? And then they bailed on me again and again. And I realized that I was trying to get friends to go because I wanted someone else to do the work for me. I didn't want it to be as hard as it was to go do it. I felt like if I went into the gym looking how I was, right, when I was skinny, that people were going to look at me, that people were going to be like, what is he doing here? That the buff guys are going to make fun of me, right? That's really silly to say now, but like, that was the thing. It wasn't the discomfort of moving the weights. It was the other guys judging me that I was afraid of. And this stopped me from going to the gym for 4 years and creating the life that I wanted. But I overcame it. And so now it's way easier for me to go to the gym than it is for me to miss. And this is the same with any habit that you start, right? Once you get into the habit of it, it's way easier to do it than it is to not do it because it's a habit. It's that mental shortcut your brain has made. So how did I actually overcome this? First of all, my name is Luke Grenoble, if you don't already know me, and you will find yourself among a gang of like-minded young men who are no longer settling for the monotony and depression of living an average life. And if that sounds like something you want to be a part of, hit subscribe right now. Our goal is to get 5,000 young men by the end of this year to creating the social lives that they want. Basically, the first thing you need to know is that habits are a gravitational field. When you start doing them, and when you get into the habit, this mental shortcut, you're going to keep doing it. It's going to be easy to keep doing it. It's going to be hard to try and break that gravitational field, right? It's going to take a lot of effort to get out of it. And habits plus time equal the person that you want to be, right? Because habits compound. Every time you do this small thing over and over and over and over and over again, it leads to something really big in the long run. One workout doesn't really mean anything. 1,000 workouts, now that's different. So habits compound over time, and they don't only determine what kind of life you want to live, they determine literally who you are, because I'd argue I'm a much different person now since I started going to the gym. Not only do I look different, right, but I think differently. I show up in the world differently. I walk into rooms differently. This is the same with any big habit that you have like that, right? If you start consistently brushing your teeth and you haven't done that before, you're going to act differently, seeing yourself in the mirror with a pretty smile. So there's two things you need to know to start the habit that you want to start, right? There's two different frameworks. First is that habits are made up of three things, and it's knowledge, skill, and desire. If you don't have the knowledge, you don't know how to do something, you're not going to do it. If you don't have the skills to do something, you're not going to do it. If you don't have the desire to do it, of course, you're not going to do it. The most important of these three, I believe, is desire, because if you have the desire, you can figure out the knowledge and the skills. If you have the desire to go to the gym, the desire to get big, right? You're going to figure it out. You're going to go to the gym enough times that you learn the form, that you learn how to do each of the exercises and which exercises to do. And you can stoke your desire by actually setting goals, right? By setting goals, by looking at them every day, by realizing this is the reward that I want, by putting the pictures of the body that you want on your phone, right? Thinking of all the things that's going to happen whenever you have your dream body. You're going to feel better. People are going to ask you, bro, how did you get so big? By thinking of these things and realizing the reward that you can get, you're going to stoke desire. It's going to be easier for you to find the skill, for you to find the knowledge. The next thing you need to know is that habits are a cycle, and the cycle looks like this. It's cue, craving, response, and reward. You have a cue in your environment that tells you to do something, right? If a smoker sees a carton of cigarettes, that's their cue. Then they have the craving. And they're like, man, now I want a cigarette. Now is the response. They take out the cigarette, light it, and then they get the reward of a nicotine hit. And this is a great habit if you want to be a smoker. If you don't want to be a smoker, it's a terrible habit, bro. Because there's no such thing as a good or a bad habit, right? There's only ones that align to what you want to be and align to what you don't want to be. And as much as you can, you want to get every habit that you do to align to the person you want to become. So how do you do that? Each step, you have to make it easier for you to do the habit than to not do it. So for cue, you have to make it obvious as hell in your environment. For craving, you have to make it really attractive to do. You have to make sure that you want to do it. For response, you have to make it easy to do. For the reward, you have to make it rewarding every time that you do it. So for the gym, I have workout trackers, right? I have a certain time in the day where it's 11 o'clock. I just know it's time to go to the gym. My cue is literally the time of day now, along with all the other stuff I have in my room. Like I set up my workout clothes. They're right there, bro. When I set up my workout clothes, that's a visual reminder in my environment. I'm going to the gym. Craving, right? How do you crave to want to go to the gym? Well, if you set up a workout buddy who's consistent, you get to talk to your homie, joke around, and laugh while you're doing it. You also get to see your weights go up every week. After a while, that gets addicting. Now, response, how do you make it easy? You can set out your workout clothes beforehand. You can set time aside so you know exactly what time of day you're going to go. How do you make it rewarding? The gym is naturally rewarding for me now just because it feels good to go, right? The brain chemicals feel all good. But on top of that, I have a protein shake every time after my workout. And it's a really tasty one, bro. It's blueberries and banana. Got some whipped cream on top. Oh my God. Sheesh, that's tasty. Every time afterward, I'm drinking that protein shake and my brain is like, I'm going to do this again because I get a protein shake. And it also just feels good to go to the gym. And now, right, I'm starting to look big. It's rewarding for me just to see my body. So I've made it obvious, attractive, easy, and rewarding. And when you do this, you make it easier to do the habit than to not do it. And you only have to focus on this once is the thing. That's the huge thing. If you focus on this for this habit that you want to start one time and implement this, it's going to be easier to start your habit. And you get to this gravitational field, you start becoming the person you want to become, you hop on the spiral of success. So this is your action step right now. Take out a sheet of paper and brainstorm this, right? Write down cue, craving, response, reward, and brainstorm things that you can do in each of these categories to make it so easy for you to do this habit. And then implement those. Put up the goal sheets on your wall. Buy a habit tracker, a workout tracker, right? Start putting out your clothes before you go work out. When you implement this and you start doing the habit, it's going to be a change. It's going to feel tough. But over time, it's going to get easier and easier and easier. And what you have to know, the last thing you need to know is that there is a threshold to change. Meaning, you are not going to see the results right away. Success is exponential. You're going to go for a long time and not see anything. And then, boop, the results start happening. This is beginner gains, bro. Whenever you start working out, you're not going to see any progress for the first couple weeks. You're not going to see any progress, especially the first day, bro. But a month in, 2 months in, you start to see a lot of progress. And it just keeps going up and up and up and up, right? Because you start to figure out, how do I need to eat? What workouts do I need to do? What exercises? What's the form on this particular exercise? Once you figure all that stuff out, bro, the progress is incredible. Your success with anything that you do in life is directly tied to how long you can continue to do the work without needing to see the immediate reward. So act now, do the work, and the reward will come. Act now and become unstoppable, brother.